Hello and welcome to the Gers TV. My name's Si Leslie.
I'm Gordon, and we're live on this Tuesday night for Gers TV Towers.
And as always, as soon as we go live, Lily decides to jump on and try and steal the show.
Show mascot.
Farting her way to Hollywood.
Beautiful.
If you can do us a wee favour, guys, a wee bit short tonight, if you could help us by sharing and commenting, that would be a big help for us tonight. Thank you very much. But the most important thing is comments, because the more people that comment, the more chat we've got and the more interaction we've got, and that'll all be a big help for us tonight. So, something I need to do a quick change on this, Gordy, quickly.
It's okay.
I need to take the... In fact, I'm trying... I don't know if I can leave it on or not.
So, we've got what to talk about tonight, and we will recap the game of the weekend. We'll then look ahead to the game against Motherwell tomorrow, big huge game in the SPL again, and we'll also discuss the very small matter of the Scottish Cup draw and the speculation and confusion over the ticket allocation as well. So a lot to talk about tonight, and we're just fixing a few technical aspects here with producer Simon's at the controls here. So we'll start with a quick recap about the Queen's Park game. Rangers 8, Queen's Park 0. Obviously a very good scoreline, some great goals. Simon, I don't think you've done a show on the game yet, so why don't you start with your analysis and thoughts of the game on Sunday?
I spoke a wee bit with Ryan and Mark Dingwall at the weekend about it. I thought a very professional performance. It's very easy to say that Queen's Park are bottom of the first division, is it they're in? Championship. The bottom of that, so you could argue that it should be a very easy game, but if we had that attitude last season and it bit us in the arse, with having there missing a penalty in the last minute and getting knocked out at Queen's Park. I thought Queen's Park played very well very good first of all, great approach from them and they gave it their all, but Rangers were well organised from the very start and to the end. They were determined to get the goals in, and I think maybe they're not listening to our show, but I'm certainly thinking they've got the same attitude under Danny Rowe now as we've been pushing for, Gordy, and that is that doesn't matter what the game is, get the goals in and get as many goals as possible and have that consistency. And by God, did they have it? I thought they were outstanding.
Yeah, it's always one of these ones where you kind of, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't against a team like Queen's Park in the Cup, because first of all, to get into the game, we know exactly what Queen's Park are capable of. I think they had the same goalkeeper in from last year as well, so he had the game of his life last year, not so much this time, thankfully, but he had the game of his life last season, and so Danny Rowe played a very strong team. First kind of start for Derry and Robbins, I think. He's come on a couple of times, but it was his first start as well. And I've got to say, I was very impressed. I've been very impressed with Romans, the new left back. He came on and played very well against Kilmarnock. I thought he played outstanding when he came on, actually. And he done a great game on Sunday there. So he looks pretty good,
It certainly does, but he's Papas-esque, shall I say. It's very early doors. He's still to play in a really big game, but God, that's about to happen tomorrow night, and then Sunday he's going to get through into the deep end. He's the captain of the Belgian under-21 team, and by God, he looks at. We're buying big players, tough players, guys that are going to adapt to the Scottish League very easily, and we're going to have a better attacking options from these players, even though he's a left back, and we're going to have a far better aerial ability. I think he's been a great signing so far, and he could be one of the guys that is a difference become the end of the season when we lift the league and the Scottish Cup, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll go into that in a wee second. I think what a week coming up. We've got a couple of weeks we've got coming up. But yeah, I thought, and what did you think? What did you make of Derry then? Getting these 2 goals?
Very good as well. Again, you could class the oppositions a lot easier, but these are set pieces, most of them. And the set pieces against any team, it's just a case of consistency with them. We were horse shit at the start of the season with set pieces. Now we're a threat, we're a real danger. And the size of them, 6'4", tells us that we've got a new option, and that means that we've got a new strike force capability that we badly needed. And if this guy can score even 8 goals to the end of the season in the league, that could be enough to win us a title. Very exciting times, because we'll talk about it in a minute, Gordy, but I think we might go 4-4-2 for a few games now. We've tried it at the weekend. I think we'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the players for it, and yeah, I mean, just going back, Romans hasn't really been tested yet, as you say. He played obviously 10 men with Kelly last week, and then Queen's Park aren't exactly a high level at the moment either. So that's a good test to come for him. But he's certainly impressed so far. And yeah, we could play in Derrick's. I don't think like. Obviously, Shamiti, he's not for me. He's not an out and out goal scorer. But to be fair to him, he does work quite hard, and he hustles and bustles, and he puts himself about. So might be a good foil for him. Miovski, I'm still not convinced with Miovski. I think there's a player in there, and I think he can score goals. I think credit to Lewis has actually said this a few times. We don't know if our system actually suits the way Miovski plays as a striker. So it'll be interesting to see if that does change. With maybe a change information as well. But I can't. The difficulty is he's got that. I can't see him going 4-4-2 away against Motherwell, and then does he change it to 4-4-2 for the a top of the table clash against Hearts? So
I think, well, what we've spoken about before, I think he'll change games during games. He'll change his tactics. We've now got so many different options, and I'm really excited with the fact that Naderi can add a completely different dimension to the team, a threat up front in the air as well as on the ground. But it's also competition, because these guys need competition. Danilo's merit, he's gone now, isn't he, right? Yep. He wasn't a great competition. So there's two guys that are fighting for the spot. There's no three unless they play two up front, and that can only benefit us. It might make Miovski a better player. Something's not kicked in with Miovski. That's what I don't like. But we know he's a fit, but we know he's a good goal scorer. I mean, he's got the ability. This dog's doing my nut in the night. You calm down. I think Naderi is going to be the first choice out the three, and the other two need to fight for that position, which isn't a bad thing.
I mean, he's Daniel Rule's sign, isn't he, as a striker? Yeah. So obviously he's went out and he's identified that he needs another striker for his team, and I think you're right. I think he will be his first choice striker. German market.
Evening, Linda.
And hi everyone, and hi Linda. And I think you can be right with that. I think he'll be number one, and then I think that some of the home games, I think Rangers might play 4-4-2 and have Nderi and somebody else up front. I think in the away games you might revert to just having one up top, and depending on who it is, you could find that Nderi starts some, and you could find that Shamiti starts.
Horses for courses, of course, and also you need to keep the players fit. We're looking like another thing that's exciting to talk about, Gordy, is it's starting to look like we're going to have the whole, or more or less the whole team fit by the end of the next 2 weeks, maybe. And that means Cornelius in defence, Sterling in defence. You've also got the three new signings. There's Barron coming back. If these guys all can come into the team, we're getting stronger every week. I think at the transfer window, we argued if we weren't the strongest, we wouldn't win the league. I think we've came out at the strongest. I hope I'm right, but I think I am.
I think that makes a good couple of points here, Simon. What I like, we haven't picked up any, apart from Barron. We don't seem to have picked up many fresh injuries, which is a plus for us, because how many times have we been missing? I think at one point last season we were missing almost the entire first team. And
it could change, because there's a lot of big games coming up, but we've got replacements for them now. We
always had strength and depth. We always had numbers, but I think with the signings we've made, we can now argue we've got quality and depth.
Yeah.
So if we've got £8 million striker on the bench with Shamiti, we've got an internationalist who scored a ton of goals in the SPL, Miovski, as well. In midfield, we've got lots of options. On the wing, we've got Antman hopefully coming back into form as well.
Good point. Yeah.
And as you said about defence, we've got Suter coming back for injury, Cornelius coming back, and Sterling's now reasonably fit again. So you're right, we've got a lot of options in there now.
We've now got height, we've got aerial ability, we've got power, we've got stamina, we've got fitness, and we've got playmakers all in this team. It's exciting times under Danny Role. It's took him a while, but listen, it wasn't going to be easy to just come in and change all that. But it's slowly becoming his team. It's exciting for the fact that you're starting to get into games now believing And that was something we would not believe. The first couple of months we were under real scrutiny and pressure, more so for our own fans, and rightly so. But the fans have really bought into Danny Rowe, and we wanted these players. This is the type of players that we wanted. He's answered the fans. I don't think there's anything you could criticise. Maybe he could have gotten the dairy in a wee bit earlier, but he's here now. He's hit the ground running. We played in that game at the weekend. Scott Olsen. Skoda was Aberdeen manager.
He's Aberdeen manager. Is he signed?
You never know. Scott Olsen.
That would be a tactical surprise in a half.
Scott Olsen is starting to look like a player.
Yeah.
I think match fitness was his problem. So playing him at the weekend again, great move.
Yeah.
Diamondi is fighting for his place. He's coming onto a game.
Yeah.
Moore is now the player that don't fall in love with a loan signing, because he's going to be a sensation in British football. And it's a real case of how do we tempt Tottenham to give us another year of him. I don't know if we can, but all these players have all become very good football players very quickly.
Yeah, and credit to the manager. I think you said something just kind of at the back of your section there, Si. No, before that, actually. I thought you were getting carried away, but it's common sense you were talking about how Danny Rose came in at the start. It was like, Danny Rose actually said the exact same thing you said in his press conference, where he was wanting a win. He wasn't. They weren't maybe they were in hoping for a win rather than expecting a win.
Yeah.
And now we go in and we expect to win. Look at the disappointment after the Hibs game a couple of weeks ago, where we were gutted about how we played and how we didn't win the game. And maybe 6 months ago we would have took a point at Hibs.
You know what? I've even thought about something just as you're saying that, right? He's actually made and I don't mean ability wise, but form wise, he's made Tavernier a better player. There's a lot of pressure came off Tav recently, and hat tricks. He's a defender. Defenders don't score hat tricks. He's scoring all the vital goals for us, and he's never going to be fully match fit now to last in big games. But I'll tell you what, Tav's came right out of his shell since the pressure came off him.
Yeah, and part of that is getting players around him that can carry some of the burden.
They can play football.
And that you think that's a given, but you're right. So getting players in that can, when things aren't, before up until the last couple of weeks, our strikers went up scoring goals, and maybe that puts pressure on Tav as well to take shots and get up the park, etc.
I think so, aye.
And I think you're right. I think now that he can concentrate on his game as well, as well as captaining the team. There was a lot of pressure on him, maybe get some goals as well. So we've been taking some of the burden off him, and that sometimes when you take the pressure off, it helps you, as you said, you blossom a bit more. And now he's scoring more goals than he ever was.
And it looks comfortable, and we're not losing goals. That's a massive thing we need to talk about. We're not losing goals. Yeah. I remember when the Souness era, and that was Souness's big thing. If we don't lose goals, we don't lose games. And he set up a fantastic defence. Danny Rose creating that mentality, and also his coaching staff. But we can't forget him. So there's no really anybody playing with Rangers now that I would say that I'm disappointed with, put it that way.
Yeah, you've got to remember that for the best part of 2 months, we've been playing with a makeshift defence as well.
Yep.
It's only in the last couple of weeks that some of our players are coming back. For large spells of December and the start of January, best part, a big chunk of the season, we were playing with, at one point we were playing, I don't know, we were having a bit having central defence and
makeshift.
It was makeshift, and it was like, try to find defenders.
So let's talk about that now, that defence, because we spoke about how the attack's going to work for a few weeks now. In an ideal world, what is our best defensive lineup?
Well, on paper, right, so there's a different, obviously we don't play on paper, right, but I would say if you looked at it on paper, you'd probably have to have Cornelius in there.
I think so.
Suter. I would say Cornelius and Suter, but I think Cornelius really impressed at left back. But then now we've got Magoma at left back. We brought in Robbins, so you've got to think that Daniel's not playing.
I think Robbins is
at left back.
So Robbins is the strongest out of them all.
So then you move into Cornelius has got to play. If Cornelius plays in the centre, so that means there's not a place for Giga or Fernandes. Now Fernandes has just got Player of the Month, which is fantastic, and what a difference in him as well. In the last 6 months, or 3 months really. I remember the game against Alloa at the start of the season under Russell Martin. He was all at sea, and it was one of the.
To be fair, they all were.
Yeah, well, yeah, and so I mean, it's crazy to think that it's night and day with him. So do you drop him? Do you go straight at the back? You've got Cornelius, you've got Suter, and you've got either Jiggy or Fernandez who could play at centre back. So you go 5-3-2 again, or but then you can't do that if you've got 3 or 4 wingers that I want to play. So
I think the game will change. It'll change his players for the next 2 games. Let's talk about for the formation of the defence. He'll probably give them all a different games and different times in the match. I wouldn't be changing Fernandez. I think Fernandez on his game is our best defender currently. Argument would be Tavernier, but Tavernier isn't on his game anymore. He's thriving in this team currently. Cornelius, when he's playing, he did look great, but wasn't playing long enough for me. So I think Fernandez is, to me, is a certainty to play. Suter is probably the most reliable in terms of nothing exciting, but it doesn't really fuck things up. Aerial threat up front and in defence, it's Fernandez, and the boy Romans has came in. Early doors with him, but I think we've got such a good defence now that the defensive superiority we've got with no losing goals is going to get better. And it's going to continue.
Yeah, and I think you'll find, I would imagine Sterling might start at right back often, and you'll have Tav coming on or playing the games that he wants to rest Sterling.
And if you think about it, Sterling's injury prone and Tav's no got the legs for it anymore. So that's the two of them can fight for that place. And I'm more than comfortable with both of them playing in it.
Yeah, we've got Cornelius, Suter, Fernandez,
Giga.
I missed anyone out there. Four centre backs and 2 positions. But with injuries and suspensions, you've got to have that cover. So
Giga's the only one I'm not that comfortable with, but he's been all right the last couple of weeks.
He's a loan signing as well. So if he doesn't get a game, then he can't put his toys out the pram, can he? Because he'll be away anyway. So and I'm confident about the defence now. We were bricking it for some, large parts of the season with our defence. Because every time, I mean, if you look back, end of last season, the first 3-4 months of this season, sometimes it looked like any time a team attacked us, they could score.
And now it's the opposite.
And now we're keeping clean sheets every week.
But the opposition, the next month, the opposition is going to be top class.
Yeah.
We did see it against Porto. We still have some weaknesses. But that was a really good shift, and that was a really good performance for Porto, to be fair.
Yeah. So even then, it was a makeshift defence because we had. I think Suter started, but he wasn't really match fit, and then we had Giga or Fernandez. So I'm very pleased with defensive options, and I think we needed that because we don't really have. We are still going to need maybe 1 or 2 defenders in the close season because we haven't mentioned Max Aarons. I don't think he'll feature much
as well. We might be right with that because he's the only one out the. If you're talking about the right back position, Gordy, he's the only one out the 3. Sterling, Tavernier, and Aarons, whatever we're calling him. He's the only one out the 3 that's probably match fit on a weekly basis.
Ironically, he's injured for tomorrow.
Is he? Aye. Well, back next week, but because it's going to be week to week anyway. The team, I would argue that we've got the strongest part of our team now is our defence.
But it's
because I'm including Butland in that.
And the good thing about it is you've got options. So Aarons can play right or left.
He's murdered at left back.
I say play, but he can feature.
But also with the 2 left backs that we've got now, Aarons is nowhere near the quality any two of them.
Got Cornelius that can play left back as well.
Cornelius a good shout.
So plenty of options there, but plus they're different kinds of defenders. So if you're playing looking ahead to pass the split, you're playing Celtic at Parkhead, you might want to play defenders like Sterling who are a bit more defensive orientated. Whereas if you're home against St Mirren, you might want to play somebody like Tav who pushes forward.
I would agree with that.
Different, as you said, Diane Rose proved that he changes formations throughout the games, and I think you'll find that when he makes subs. Brings on players who probably change formation at that point as well. So we've got different players for different styles, which is great as well. And
back to what I'm saying, if that defence gets a wee bit stronger, then I can't see us no winning the league. If we don't lose many goals up until the end of the season, then performances will keep improving, and we've now tightened up the biggest problem we had was goal scoring. We've tightened that up, so I think everywhere on the park seems to be stronger. We've come out the transfer window much stronger than I thought we would.
Yeah, and sometimes these players we brought in, Robin, Chicken Weary, I think that's how you pronounce it. They're not really household names, but
that's as bad as my pronunciation.
I thought Chicken Weary played really well Sunday as well. I think for me, I know Tavernier got a hat trick, but for me, he strolled it and bossed it as man of the match.
I think it's a good argument that coming into Scottish football at the top, and coming into Rangers especially, it's a lot harder than we probably give players credit for, and they do struggle for a few weeks with the expectations, the speed of the game, the fact that you're going to get kicked fuck out is just they're not maybe used to that. So there's a few factors out with the fact that you're moving into a new environment and a new league, and it is probably a few weeks to settle in. And I think that once they all settle in completely, we've got a really, really tough squad because we need power. We need to be able to boss games more, and I think we've got that now. We've still got Barron to come back in. He's probably one of the smaller players in the team. Most of the players are new, big, tall players. So there's a lot of aerial ability.
Yeah, and what a change in mood from, as I say, it was not even that long ago. I think Russell Martin left at the start of October. So
it just felt like the longest period of your whole lifetime.
But it's not. I mean, you think about it. So the rest of October, November, December, January. It's only a few months, 3 or 4 months. And what a turnaround. Speaking about turnarounds and speaking about looking forward, obviously we progressed to the quarterfinals of the Cup, and we got a tie that everyone was talking about. What was your reaction when you seen Rangers pull Celtic out of the hat?
I forgot the draw was on because I was having a bevy. I mean, I was a bit drunk and I seen it. And the first thing I thought is it suits Rangers, but that suits Rangers just now. So we know how football is, Gordy. By the time the games come up, Celtic could be in form. They are the league champions, whether people like me saying that or no. They have got a strong squad. They've got a more expensive squad than us, I believe. They could still come good. But right now, we're the strong favourites for the 2 games. And I think if we can give them a bloody nose 2 weeks in 2 games in a row over a week, that finishes their title challenge and it knocks them out the Scottish Cup. And then it would only be Hearts to deal with. By then, Hearts could be below us as well. So if we can keep the momentum up, they're playing tonight. If we can keep the momentum up, keep the results coming up, and we're on the form that we're in just now, then I don't care how Celtic are playing. I think that we've got more. I think Celtic's only beat Rangers once in 7 games over 90 minutes. If I'm right, if I'm wrong with that, you can correct me. So really take me beat. And the 2 games are at home. We'll talk about that in a minute. Realistically, we should be getting into these games very confident.
You've got to go. I mean, you've got to go into these games. You're absolutely right. If you want to win the league, these are you need to play your rivals. You need to dispatch your rivals, and that's the bottom line. Just about if you want to win the league, you need to win 30 out of 38 games a season minimum. Yeah. So the games against Celtic, we could put the league wouldn't be over. However, it would be a really, really strong statement, and psychologically as well, have them having to come across the city to us twice in 7 days and hopefully getting beat twice in 7 days. That I'm pretty sure that would be a real dent in their challenge, and it would maybe take them a couple of weeks to recover for that as well.
Well, I think the rest of the season, the reason I say that, Gordy, you would class an Old Firm game as a 6-pointer. One of them's the Scottish Cup.
Yep.
Right, quarter final. So I get it's no points before anybody clips this, but it's equivalent a real bloody nose for them because it's not just a 6-pointer. You're knocking them out the Scottish Cup. You could be ending the season if the results go the way we want, and it might be the other way about. It could be the end of their season if they beat us with the 2 games. So
thinking as well, we have to remember they have strengthened as well. However, they brought in loan players, and it'd be interesting to see how they click and how they gel. They've not really had, other than Martin O'Neill, they had a test. They had a test against Dundee. Again, kind of injury time helped them out a little bit. Didn't look that. I've not watched the game, but by all accounts, didn't look that great.
They were awful. Dundee dominated most of the game.
Fans were on the back. Again, not a great atmosphere over there. But they could use the 2 games against us as a rallying cry.
Yeah, of course.
To try and turn that around. So we have to be. See, at the end of the day, you want the game at home, and you want our fans dominating. You want the atmosphere there, and it's a great opportunity for us really to go all guns blazing for the rest of the season, and it'd be a massive statement. It won't win us the league, and it won't win us the cup, but it would put us in a hell of a strong position. It
would put us on the final third. It would put us on the attack, the ascendancy, the feel good factor where the club would be there. The owners have done everything right since they made a massive mistake at the start and they corrected it. That's fine. Everybody makes mistakes, and the feel good factor with the club if we could win the 2 games and win more games leading up to that, obviously, would be fantastic. Gordy, to be fair, I'm probably, I hate saying this, I'm glad we're out of Europe now, because it would probably be too much for us. We'll still get a new squad, relatively new squad, and it'd be great to be in Europe, but it's probably too much for us, and that'll be a wee advantage for us over Celtic because of their away games that they've got. They've got 4, maybe 5, is it? I'm not sure. Away games on the trot, and they're all hard games to play. They're all physical games, and that'll benefit us a wee bit, I think.
Yeah.
Don't want to be saying definitely because you never know. If they win, they start winning them all.
That's what I'm going to say. If I don't like to talk about them too much, but if they get a few wins in a row, momentum builds for them, and they'll be singing and dancing. So
as long as we're winning our games up until then,
yeah,
Motherwell and Hearts, and we keep winning the games up to then, we'll still be the team in form.
We'll talk about the Motherwell game shortly because
we'll
need to take care of that. But I'm just going to carry on this section, just talk about the ticket situation.
Aye, well, what I was going to do was just check the comments.
Yeah, go for it.
Just for a minute, because there might be hundreds of them, or there might be no, but it's just...
There's a few.
Just in case there is, and I'll just let you read them out and I'll highlight them.
I'm not sure if I can. I need to check this one.
Right, I'll just go for the start, because it helps with interaction. If people are obviously giving us the comments, guys, and the more comments we get, the more we appreciate it. Right. Miss has decided not to work. Yeah. A minute. The first one there. No, that was his. Just advertised my Patreon page. Just went down to the bottom. That's why. Right. Comments. Welcome from Woking, Surrey. Home of the Surrey True Blues. Raymond Whitehead. We are the people.
Betty saying tomorrow night, if it's a draw after 90 minutes, will we get 7 extra minutes extra till we score?
Well, that's what everybody's thinking. It was ridiculous. No surrender.
Ian Sinclair. Motherwell, we're going to get on to Motherwell in a wee minute, mate, but Motherwell is a major hurdle.
Yep.
We haven't because a goal at home since October.
That's going to be one of the hardest games of the season for us, the way they're playing. Tony Cassidy, evening side.
And if we can win, it's a huge step. So we'd actually right Sinky, and we'll get to Motherwell shortly.
Tomorrow and Sunday is a test for Romans, big time. It's a test for the whole team, but I agree with you. Linda's asking.
What are the Romans
evening, guys? I know. Halfway roads, sanitation.
You Hepburn Duff is saying credit echoing. I don't know if you said this first, he said this first, okay, but we'll just say it was your side, right? Yep. So echoing what you've said, credit must go towards the owners as well. They've listened carefully and apologised for getting the Russell Martin appointment wrong, and they've rectified that.
I think that's fair to say. Well. Remember, we like to, Scottish people, Rangers fans, we like to have a real good moan. There's not much to moan about now.
Yeah. Robert MacArthur, hi Robert, I'm up for this chair soon. Don't worry. I'll send you a message about this chair.
Quick one here. Can you imagine Naderi, Shermiti and Fernandes on a set piece or on set pieces? Exactly the height and the aerial ability, and they're all good goals. They're all good finishers. Good point.
Tony Cassidy starting 11 tomorrow. He reckons it'll be Butland, Tav, Suter, Fernandes, Robbins, defence, Diomande, Raskin, Chakawani, Olsen, and Derry, and Mikey Moore.
Probably the strongest we've got. Aye.
That's a strong team, isn't it? And you think about it. Hello to Billy McDonald from the Coffs Harbour in Australia as well.
Nice.
Where,
so you've got the rest of them for here. Perfect.
Yep, so I'm just reading out some of the comments on.
I'll just try and put them up as you're doing it.
So.
Right, is that you up to date?
Believe so, yeah.
Right.
I've not covered any of the YouTube because I can't. But
that's fine. We're up to date with everything so far. So I think most people can agree the team's really, really strong now. It's just about consistency now. That's a big thing for me, Gordy, consistency. But anyway, what do you want to talk about the allocation?
Yeah, I'll just get in here first, right, because I don't think there's much point moaning about it, because the rules quite clearly state that any team can claim up to 20% of ticket allocation, right? If we don't like the rules, we change them, or we try and get them changed. But the more we moan about it, turn into a big thing, the more idiotic we're going to look, really, because that's clear. The rules are clear, and I think if it was the other way about, we'd be streaming for tickets as well. So I don't like it. What I don't like, the point I want to make though, is about reciprocation. So what that means is they need to treat us the way we treat them. Right?
That's all right. Understand.
So
that's because you're saying you've got to college courses.
They treat us like shit. Right, when we have to go 2 hours early.
Put us in a corner.
The worst corner in the world.
Restricted view.
We go 2 hours early for the game. So this is the kind of thing. I mean, they're just doing that because their fans want that to happen.
They're doing it because they can, and we don't have any really PR.
We don't stand up for ourselves. So yeah, we give them up to 20%. I think the police will cut it down a little bit, but that's the rules. But what I want, so forget to take the numbers and the percentage. What I want to see is Rangers actually take a stand and say, you know what, you treat our fans like this. So you just need, if it's you just need to come in 2 hours early, etc., etc. So
the only thing with that is if you said they were, again, I'm just thinking out of the box here. I'm not disagreeing with you on it because I know what you're saying. But if they got the whole of the broom up and down and they were in 2 hours early, they would probably like that as a one-off, to be honest, and would probably use it as a way to set up like displays and stuff like that. But I get what you're meaning. They should have been met a couple of years ago and had it nailed out that people are treated better going to football. People should be able to go for a couple of beers before a game and not be herded in and herded out. But aye, good point. I think that an article today came out, and I don't know if it's a fact. I wouldn't name the paper because it's anti-Rangers, but had said that the police are not going to make a decision on it. It's going to be down to the clubs. Speaking to Mark Downwell yesterday, he said both clubs haven't spoke to each other yet. So anything could really happen with this still.
Well, we have to wait for the request. They have to
also
request what they want, and they're taking it for there.
There's also the argument, sorry, you're saying about there's rules, but also the rules were broken by when we played Aberdeen a few years ago. We requested more tickets and got told no. So it can be there's merit in just there's rules.
No, I get that, mate, and I'm not. I just think my main concern is the clubs mirroring what they do for each other, and then the way our fans are treated more than anything else. Our fans are treated like sheep; they're treated like animals by them when they play at Parkhead, and it's a disgrace, really. And that's what concerns me. So let's give them a taste of their own medicine and see how they like it and get treated the way they treat us. And and hopefully, I know it's childish and petty, but if that changes their attitude towards our fans, then good.
It might change
because
but they're trying to win their win support with their fans for them their board, so they're going to ask for the full allocation.
And but I say we give them. I mean, if they ask for the full allocation or up to the full allocation, then because of the stadium layout, there's no other option but to give them the full broom one.
But it's a bit hypocritical as well. They're having a boycott. They're not going to games. So
this is it.
What's more important? The match going fans are supporters that don't want to go and see their team, and right now they don't want to go and support their team. So why would they want to go to Ibrox unless they're being hypocritical?
A good PR move for Rangers would be to say, "Listen, we support the Celtic the boycott, and we'll get behind the boycott.
We'll get behind the boycott and put them in the corner, give them that wee allocation that they get."
Yeah.
And if they can fill it, good for them. And if they can, because they might not fill that, you never know. I remember when Rangers won the lower divisions, they couldn't fill any of their stands. So there's no guarantees that they'll fill. We've seen how empty it was at the weekend. I think the priority for Rangers Football Club should be our fans, our support, our supporters' buses and our supporters' clubs, and do everything we can to get as many Rangers supporters at the game as possible that we can physically get in. And that should be who we look after. No interest whatsoever in trying to reach a hand of friendship out to a club who has allowed effigies of people hanging and done nothing about it and said they couldn't identify them. They don't care. So if they don't care, what is the point of us even trying? I would be totally against it. Just look after our own.
Yeah.
And the other thing is as well, I'll know about the game that weekend, so I'd be hypocritical to be saying, Gary, more tickets, I don't care. I won't be there. So I just hope we make the right decision on it, and it's a decision that doesn't start any animosity with us and our board, because it's the last thing we need.
Well, I mean, it's up to them to put the request in. I think the manager came out and said they want the full allocation today in a press conference, so that'll be interesting to see what happens. But we'll see on that. I mean, but the biggest issue for me, or the biggest concern for me, is the way that our fans get treated. So I would like to see them treated the same way.
It's true. But in doing that, you need the PR department should be highlighting these things, because they speak to the SLO and things like that. Right, here's a list of issues that happen all the time.
Yep.
This is why we're unhappy. You should be, anybody, forget Rangers Celtic for a minute, should be allowed to go to the game 10 minutes before kick-off. Any football club in the world. See if any team says it's not safe. then their stadium should be shut.
Correct.
Any team, and that includes Rangers, every team should be able to assure the safety of supporters going to a game and not taking them in 2 hours early. If you're saying that the supporters come from all over the world to watch this game, why should they be there 2 hours early? Some of them are coming down from England, Northern Ireland, and further, and they should be entitled to go to the game just before kick-off.
Maybe I get the fact maybe half an hour or so, but 2 hours is overkill and it's a disgrace. And I think that, as I say, I would like to see Rangers actually grow a set and treat them the same way they treat us, and hopefully that will force them a change of behaviour, because it's much needed. And also on this, I'll need to tell you this now, because if I forget, I'll not hear the end of it. I spoke to a pal of mine at the weekend, John Mitchell, Tory Glen 2 Blues. How you doing, mate? And he asked me to mention this, and it's a good point regarding the allocation we're getting from away games now. Now, you've seen that the Hibs game a couple of weeks ago, stadium completely empty, hundreds of Rangers fans outside. Hearts are doing it, Aberdeen started doing it, and how do we address this? Big games coming up on Sunday, Rangers versus Hearts at Ibrox, and I think they get about 900 tickets for that game. And John had said to me, if I'd mentioned this, is a good point. Why did Rangers not come out and say you're getting 400 tickets and there's going to be 450 empty seats around you? It's a massive game, and Hearts could be looking to win the league. Their fans are desperate to go, and the first thing their fans are going to ask, that's no fair. That's no promoting football. And Rangers could then come out and say, we agree. This is what we're putting up with every week. We agree with you. So until it stops, back to what you're saying, fighting for our own corner, until it stops, that's all you're getting. If you're going to put thousands of empty seats around us and you don't want to sell out your stadium, that's fine, because everybody else will be jam-packed. Excuse the pun. And you've been mucking on that line, haven't you?
Give Hearts a wee taste of their own medicine, and maybe then Hibs will react and other teams, because we're too soft. This is the problem here. We're too soft. If Celtic want to run all over us, there's a good chance that our board, we're having no PR department, will allow them to get what they want. And if we don't start looking after our own supporters, it'll just keep getting worse. So that was a suggestion for John. He obviously watches the show now and again, and he'd asked me to mention it, and I think he's got a good point, mate. Yeah, first and foremost, I mean, we've spoken about this at length a couple of weeks ago in the show. I think it was last week, actually, after the Hibs game. It's an absolute disgrace. First of all, from a business point of view, for their own club, it's a disgraceful decision, disgraceful situation. From a Scottish football doesn't make sense
point of view, for advertising Scottish football and promoting Scottish football, it's an absolute disgrace. But first and foremost, you're absolutely right. All our fans want to do is go and support the club at a football match, and you see it, empty. It's pathetic.
It's embarrassing.
That's the word. Yeah, it's totally embarrassing.
We're trying to sell a game. We're trying to sell the Scottish game. I wonder why we don't get as much money as we want. Well, the stadium's empty and there's thousands of people outside.
Yeah, and if Hibs and Aberdeen were packing out their stadiums week in, week out, you'd understand that. If Pittodrie's maybe 23,000 capacity, if they had 20,000 season ticket holders, then you can see another argument, probably. However, they've only got 10,000. But then they're the first. They're the first when it comes to cup semi-finals and finals.
They all want half a hand.
They all want 50% and all that. And I get really annoyed when I see these empty stadiums and empty stands, because it's a national embarrassment, and I don't understand it. And it's just to please a very, very small minority of sectarian and bigoted fans, really. That's what it is. They're the bigots that don't want to see Rangers fans there, and they've got this power to dictate to their clubs, which is disgraceful. The
Scotland national team manager was one of the first ones to start this off. At Kilmarnock, bye Rangers.
Yeah,
he's sitting laughing, and then he's laughing that the stadium's going to be empty. He's a manager of that club. He's then going to become the Scotland manager, and he's laughing that football stadiums are going to be empty because he doesn't want. That's what we're talking about with these bigots. They don't want Rangers supporters on the ground. They would rather lose money. So that needs to stop. And I think the only way of doing it is Rangers fighting fire with fire.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't see it happening, no.
And there's also a comment came in a minute ago. If the rules are clear, I think it was what you were saying, but you hadn't finished. If the rules are clear, why don't other teams I tear to it, and that's Aberdeen for the Classic. I think this is what Alex is commenting on here. I've not read it yet. Yep, Alec Kelly. Aberdeen only gave Rangers 10% back in 2019, citing safety reasons. Police Scotland have left it to the clubs to agree on the allocation. So that's what I'm saying. So we could quite easily say the precedent's been set, and we believe for safety reasons, Rangers supporters coming for the Govan stand, the enclosure area of the Rangers club, have to get up there and down before the game safely, and we can't accommodate. It's quite easy. If Aberdeen are allowed to do that, then Rangers could do that.
Yeah, but as I say, the rules are there that Celtic can claim up to 20%. So they have to put the request in first.
They've got to ask for it, but I think they will.
Then it's up to the club to put the response in, and they'll either grow a set and say, here's what you're getting, or no, just take the broom one. I think they'll take the easy way out, if I'm being honest, because of what's happened in the past.
Well, that's a good comment. It's just came in. It'll be interesting to see how our new regime deal with this issue and our own fan base. Now, the reason I'm saying it's interesting, the new owners have been having fans forums, and they've said they're going to listen to the support. And I believe that they're going to try and make Ibrox bigger, and they're in it for the long term. I hope I'm right with that. And for them to do that, this is a vital decision. If they get this one wrong, it could really bite them in the arse. They've got the fans on board now, and it's quite simple. The Rangers board should come out and say, we're looking after the interest and the safety of the Rangers support.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good point.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, I agree. But as I said, my main point tonight is that I would just like to see their fans treated the way that they treat us. And that's what I'm trying to
I know,
get out of this.
But for doing that, you'd have to highlight it. And I don't know if anybody at the club will even have a record. The stuff that you're talking about, stuff that me and you know about, and the fans watching this, but you wonder how many the actual current board would know about these issues, because they're already in the stadium.
Yeah.
So they don't see it.
It's a jam tart. What's a jam tart saying?
I think when he comes on every week, to be fair, and he's always respectful, so I'll read his comment out. Just here, before we pump the Diet Tims. Well...
Yeah, and it was good that Premier Sports to kick off at 8 o'clock tonight for us to finish his role, wasn't it, Si?
Aye. To be honest, a good result for us would be a draw, or else a Hibs win. But I don't like Hibs, so I'm not going to be cheering them on. Yep. Certainly, but we want Rangers to...
It's been about big games. Let's move on then, Si.
Quick one for Joe.
A couple of comments.
Good evening from Joe, Limavady Rangers Club. Hopefully be back in it for the 11th night, mate, for the big band parade that I go to most years. So a shout out to the Limavady Rangers Supporters Club, to Mergordy. O'Neill's already said he wants 20%. Aye, but he's also forgot that. Right, there we go. Back to business.
Okay, so we've obviously the cup game will take care of itself in a couple of weeks' time, as will the mad Old Firm week, the start of March. Before then, we've got the small matter off and a wee trip to Fir Park tomorrow night for a very, very, very informed Motherwell.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple of comments regarding the predicted lineups for tomorrow. So how do you see the team lining up tomorrow, Si?
Just before I give an answer to that, all credit to Motherwell, their manager and their players for the way they've played this season, because they're another club that's made this one of the most exciting leagues in a long, long time. They've got the ability to take points off all three. Rangers,
they're not actually out of the title race.
That's what I'm saying. So you've got to give them credit.
Look at the league table.
And if I was a Motherwell fan, that's what I would be doing, looking at the table going, well, don't discount us yet.
They've had some great results. We did get a win there, I believe, not so long ago. But we've also struggled at Fir Park under previous managers. Come on.
Bit of bogey ground.
And it's a bit, I mean, every game's a big test between now and the end of the season. But tomorrow would be a particular test for us, I think, because they've got an absolutely phenomenal defensive record.
And they're very confident.
So we'll talk about the kind of star player in a minute. But speaking about their defence and their attack, we've obviously brought in some new players. Do you think we've got the flair and the ability to unlock the defence tomorrow night, Si?
Yes. However, Rangers will need to win any game this season till the end of the season by more than 2 goals clear. We've had 18 goals chopped off. Most of them have been very, very doubtful, shall I say. Some have been goals that should have stood. And I stand by this. Rangers will need to beat Motherwell with at least 2 goals. If we don't have 2 goals more than them, we'll probably have a draw or lose the game. That said, Motherwell's a great team. They've been well coached, well played. But I think we've came out this the strongest this January window, and tomorrow night is about putting the marker down.
I think that the way they play is open and expansive.
And
Probably the way that we want Rangers to play, but that's
it might do us a favour the more
yes,
the way they play.
That's what I'm about to go on to. The guys in midfield like Chicken and Raskin biting at their players, they should pick up on any loose passes, any risky play by Motherwell, and if they can feed guys, if Olsen plays, if Gassam plays, if these two midfielders can then feed Diamandi, Mikey Moore up front, and then Derry's up front. If the
wing play gets a wee bit better, we've got a great chance tomorrow night, and the wing play is getting better. But also, I think we need to remember Mikey Moores came out and says his finishing's no good. He didn't use that term, but he wants to improve in his finishing. If he can improve in his game anyway at all, that's a great attack in midfield and attack that we've got. So I think tomorrow night, first of all, we need to give them the respect that they deserve.
Yeah, totally. Because you said it a minute ago, but yeah, just my thoughts on that as well. They've been a breath of fresh air, and they've put together a team on a shoestring budget. And I would probably say they have played the best football overall consistently in the SPL this season.
Good point. However, and you probably agree with us, good football won't be the sole reason that anyone will win the title. It's now, I think Danny Rowe's done the right thing. Power and aerial ability. We've got a new dimension to our attack that we've not had. Yep. We've spent 6 months moaning like fuck about how we can't score goals up front. Well, I think that's about to change. I hope I'm right with that.
We have scored 13 goals in the last 2 games, albeit against 10 men. And
still goals.
Position, but you've got to put the ball in the back of the net. And I think it bodes well. And I think we've got Olsen coming into a wee bit more fitness. A wee bit slightly concerned about Gassam's form recently.
If you're going to play Gassam, he's got to play in the left wing. Yeah. He's an empty jersey on the right wing.
Yeah.
And if Scott Olsen is going to be our right winger, there's no need to play Gassam out of position.
Yeah.
He's got ability. We've seen him. We've seen his ability, the boy. Just going through the comments, there's loads coming in. But the night's game, is it Hearts Hibs or Hearts at home?
It's Hearts at home, yeah.
That's a big game. Rangers are away to Motherwell and Celtic are at home to Livingston, I think. So they'll probably get the Celtics get the easiest game out of 3, but that changes as the weeks go on. It's really, really exciting football to watch. That's a good thing about it.
I mean, it's at the moment. I don't want to say this at all, but if Motherwell would think themselves if they get a result tomorrow night, they're right in the title race, and which they're not.
Fair play to them, aye. So they'll be doing everything they can to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've got a great player up front as well, who we've been linked with as well. So
Shanklin's came at a point here, right? So I'm going to go over this quickly, Gordy, because you were just about to allude to similar about Motherwell's attack and how when they attack they can be led slightly open. And he's saying here that Motherwell centre backs are their weak spot. Well, we've just improved our centre forward.
Yeah, we've improved our attack, and we've got players in midfield like Raskin, Jack and Weary, who will really bite at their players and punish any mistakes. So if we can get, if those two are on the ball tomorrow night, then I really, really think we've got enough, as you said, fight in midfield.
Anyway, Alex is just going to cheer us up as you're saying that.
Well, you're coming out with a great start.
Start for tonight's side. Motherwell have not lost a league goal at Fir Park since October 18th last year.
I said that 10 minutes ago.
Well, Alex has
confirmed it.
Confirming it. So we need to be in top form, to be fair. That's great.
I mean, you can't give Motherwell enough credit, really, because of what they've done this season. So, but we just hope that we can extinguish some of that tomorrow night. But it's going to be very, very difficult. And, if we can get a win tomorrow, then it's another statement. It's another big step for us. And then, if we can come out the next 2 weeks with 4 league wins out of 4, then it's such a great side towards the title. But, and what I'll say every week until the split, we're going to have to, because after the split, out of the 3 teams, we will have the worst fixture schedule. I
don't know if I doubt, but Andrew's just said, after that wee bit of doubt there, put a taste from Alex, Andrew's just come back to tell us that Rangers are going to win the title on FIFA 26. I don't know what is that. It's a computer game, so I don't really know if that makes any difference to you.
Don't know if he's on the Discord or not.
Alex Kelly, Glasgow Rangers are the form team in Scotland. Fact. I love the old fact with with the emphasis on it. 17 league games, 13 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss, plus 25 goals. Remarkable.
Yeah, and that's championship winning form. And
Yeah.
we need to remember that. I think when Russell Martin was in charge for the first 8 games, we were averaging 1 point a game. Now we're under Daniel Rowe, we're averaging something like 2.3 points a game, and that is championship winning score. That's championship winning form.
It's championship winning form, and we've just got stronger. So we really need to be positive with this.
Yeah, that's why I'm really positive. And I think that we have to go there with the attitude that, yeah, it's a big game, but we should go there tomorrow thinking it's a very winnable game. See, when I was younger, going to see Rangers, these are the games that we would say, well, it's not easy 3 points, but it's expected. And that's the attitude I want us to get back to.
I agree with that.
I think Diane Rowe could get us there. It won't. I don't think it'll be this season, maybe next season and beyond that. These are the games that we should go there. And I don't know what's happened in the last couple of years where we've started to think that these games are, if we get a draw, it'll be a good result. That's not an attitude I like.
The Motherwell are a lot closer to Rangers now than they used to be. I would say that. They're well managed. However, I agree with you, Gordy. Tomorrow could go 2 ways. And I'm watching how I say this because I don't want to make an arse it. We could go there and have a really tough game, which I think we have, but we could also score early and give them a real good doing because we've got so much more quality now than we've had in the past, and everybody seems to be peaking at the right time. I hope I'm not putting the jinx on it. And if everybody plays the way their ability for tomorrow night, then Rangers should win the game.
Yeah, we've got to start right. How many times in these big games, you look at all the big games we've played this season, even Hibs away, even Celtic away in the first half of the new year, a couple of games against Hearts.
That's very true.
We've always started slowly. And it tears my hair out. It frustrates me so much. So I really, really think tomorrow night we need to go out positively for the first. No, I don't. We can't play 90. We can't play 90 minutes of super attacking football for over 90 minutes. I get that, but I think we have to come out.
We need to try and get an early goal.
Just about to copy Alex here again and say the high press. I think he's saying there.
Yeah, the high press. I'll read it first. The high press is key. Win the high ball, high up the park. We'll be all over them like a rash. Motherwell won't be able to handle our intensity. Well, that's what we're hoping for.
We need to, and again, that all goes back to starting brightly tomorrow. It's been so frustrating in some of these big games this season, but we have started slowly. I want us to come out the traps, out the box tomorrow night, really fighting from the fight of the first whistle. And as long as we can leave 90 minutes after, as long as the Rangers players come off the park after 90 minutes tomorrow and give it their all, and play for the jersey, then I think we'll be all right.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but the way that we're playing the new, if we just keep the consistency going, and for months I was moaning about we need to get goals. That's taken care of now.
I thought you were moaning about us growing too many Sunday use like that. Stop screwing about with the pub.
We were in a position where I was worried about we wouldn't catch a goal difference. We've caught that now. We're 3 behind Hearts, but if we went to equal points, we'd be on the same amount of goals. So that's fine. But I actually think we'll score more goals now. And I think this team's got the ability to really hurt. And Danny Rowe just needs to get one thing. He needs to get right. He needs to learn how to be dangerous in terms of when you're beating teams, kill them off, get more goals. And he's starting to get that.
That has been a bit of a downfall at Ibrox in recent weeks, but we've got there in the end. So games against Dundee, games against Killie spring to mind, but we haven't got taken us to get that second goal. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's you think it's a no-brainer, but sometimes it's not. Give us your expert prediction for tomorrow night, Simon.
Wonder say the sound's stinking or sticking. It must be the. I'll just check your power on it for a second because remember it went off last week.
So let us know in the comments your predictions for tomorrow night. The scoreline. I'm going to go for Motherwell 0, Rangers 2.
I'm back. I had a bit of glamour. I'm back. But you going 2-0 Rangers?
2-0 Rangers, yeah.
Right. What did I prediction? I've got quite a few of them right in the last few months. If you remember the 3-0 one, I got.
What, 2 in 3 months?
Listen, that's why I'm saying the beginning.
You're not exactly beat the bookies, are you?
That's why I said we're getting a bookie in. We can start gambling. I've never gambled really, so we could do that and give me something else.
To be fair, before you get to prediction, Simon did make a point a few months ago by saying Celtic will lose their first 3 games under that new manager, and they did.
The first 4.
They lost them all, so I've got to give you credit for that, actually.
Aye, and I got a couple of predictions right after that. So let me go 3-1 to Rangers.
Okay, interesting. So let us know your predictions before we finish off tonight. We'll read some of them out if we get some in time.
Aye, give us predictions, what you think the score will be tomorrow
it's
night.
been a great game,
Linda's
Rob.
just letting us know that this sounds better now. Perfect. Thank you. It's
That's
always
good.
good.
You were away for a minute. I was talking.
I know.
So 2-0 for me, 3-1 to you.
I mean, I know people are saying 3 points and up the road. That's the most important thing is we get the win. But listen, see if we could get a real flyer tomorrow night. The confidence boost, how good would that be?
Yeah.
So predictions coming in now. I think that's one I heard in a minute. I'm getting blunder as I get older. There's Betty's gone 3-1, is that?
3-1, I think. Yeah, I can
make it bigger, get it right.
Make it out.
Betty's 3-1, right? There you go. Shankland's gone 3-1 to the Bears. Everybody's listening to Si. See, that's what I'm saying there.
That's what I'm okay with that. Listen, I'd like to see 3 goals.
Oh, we've got songs as well coming on now. His name is Ryan Naderi. He stands 6 foot tall.
We'll read this first side before you sing it.
I know. It's quite similar to the old Colin Steen. Aye, it's just quite called the old Colin Steen song.
Alex would give us a great song. Great song to close off the night.
He's just got one of the names that rhymes with so many songs, doesn't it? Yeah. There's a 4-1 coming in. Did I not see 4-1 somewhere there? Hold on a minute. Am I going blind? Linda's gone 3-0. Okay. Joe Jackson, 2-1 to Rangers. Colin Morrison, 3-1, solid 3 points. Boffy, how you doing, pal? Trisha Hanna, 2-1 to Rangers. Couple more minutes, guys. Let us know your predictions. Anything else you've got to chat about, Gilda, before we finish, mate?
No, it's just,
how are we for time? Because I know you need to get away tonight.
Just coming up for 8. But just to round off, I mean, what a difference in atmosphere and the way we're feeling about Rangers in the last couple of months. And, you know, if you said, if we had this conversation on the Gers TV or just in the pub even October, not even so long ago, that we'd be favourites. I think we are favourites for the league. I think we're favourites for the cup. If you said that when we were second bottom league with 8 points, we'll get shut down. We're going to get chucked off the air.
This is how crazy. This is how crazy the league's been. Right now, I agree with you. But by 10 o'clock tomorrow night, we might not be favourites anymore because of the way the results could go, and that's how close the league is. All 3 teams are going to go. All 4 with Motherwell as well have all been quality at one point in the season. Yeah. But Rangers have got the consistency, Rangers have got the firepower, and Rangers have done the one thing that we argued about, the January transfer window. Who came out the strongest? I think we came out the strongest.
Yes, and I really look forward to tomorrow night, and it's just a breath of fresh air to be looking forward to games, and can't wait, bring it on.
Aye, and just a wee shout out, Alex is just leaving us now, but we're friends at Rangers Radio are just going live just now as well, so we're about to finish. As we finish, I would encourage you to switch on the Rangers Radio. Good friends of ours, massive blue noses, and they tell it how it is. Okay. Where's the red hand for the wall side? I've not been to Larkhall to get the Blue Nose Caves yet, but it's coming. You don't miss a trick, Linda. Hopefully get out this week, and I'll see my pal Brian. 2-0, Neil Reid from Toronto in Canada.
Toronto and Neil are still after World Cup tickets.
Aye, there you go. Who you supporting?
Canada.
And a wee shout out for the Rangers. We just done that 2 seconds ago. Guys, just before I finish, a quick one for ERSA, the Rangers Supporters Erskine. Sorry, the European Rangers Supporters Association. I'm getting mixed up with organisations here. Are having their convention, but we're having a wee night in the Bristol Bar.
You can start wars over that.
I know. We're having a wee night in the Bristol Bar on is it the 20th?
20th of March, I think it is.
20th of March, because I've got the Neil Latimer night on the 20th in February coming up. So a couple of nights coming up. And a shout out to the Bristol Bar and a shout out to our friends at the Black Bull as well. And our Rangers Lotto agency is 4,500 if you want to get involved in that. Let us know. Anybody will miss it?
No, just to get us down to Bristol Bar, get us down to Black Bull, where, as Lewis would tell you, no matter what mood you win, you always leave with a smile on your face.
Yeah, just like the Gers TV.
Just like the Gers TV. On that note.
Yeah, and guys, a quick shout out as well. A few new faces and people on tonight, which is fantastic. To quote Scotty McHugh, tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10, that win, lose or draw, we are the people.